Finished packing and getting ready to head out. It's very pretty out today. A little gray, but pretty. Check out that river. My backpack is so much lighter for summer trips. I'm like kind of in awe. It's so light. It feels so tiny. On the road again. I took a from Lillehammer here. And now I am starting the hike to Storkvoll. Weather's pretty nice. It's supposed to rain tonight, but hopefully this holds out for a little bit. I am going up that today. That's going to be fun. Back on the trails. Oh, it's so nice to be back in the wilderness. Man, this is so nice. I actually have to take my sweater off already. It's quite warm. The teas. First traditional cairn of the trip. Wow, it is so beautiful. Look at that. Oh. I take back all of the mean things I've said about Långsøya in the past. This is awesome. Look at all the flowers too. Into the mountains we go. You can see it's opening up. Wow, what a climb. Oh, it's beautiful. Wow. So I just passed over the Skarvet, which I think basically just means like the ridge. In the distance, way back there, start to see where I'm heading, to Jotunheimen. And then back there, I'll zoom in, that is where I came from, towards Lillehammer. Oh, beautiful. Unfortunately, you can kind of see the dark clouds. The cabin I'm going to, Storhøyseter, is also apparently pretty full tonight. There is a D&T tour group that is booked there, so we'll see. Mountains! Oh, I'm so excited. Birds. I think I scared some sheep. They were taking a nap and grooming on the trail. Hi guys! I'm guessing they are running up the trail, so we're gonna see how this goes. Trail friends! Man, it's so nice. The one downside, so this stuff is growing on the path. The path is nice and dry and easy to follow, but these things cut up your legs a little bit. And unfortunately, it's also quite warm out. So I don't really want to put pants on, but I might have to. Lunch spot. Look at that view. Across the river and onward we go. It is such a beautiful day. Wow, what a beautiful day. A little unserviced cabin on the way. This one belongs to Gausdal Fjellstyre, Fjell something, and it's open for people to use. It's so nice. Quite a sneaky little climb in here. Oh, beautiful behind me though. Look at that. That's back towards Oslo. Wow. Look back to where I came from today. I came over that ridge in the distance. This is, wow. Oh my God, mountains. Look at those. We're looking right at Jotunheimen right now. That's awesome. I spy a cabin. Look at that. Wow, look at that. Oh, I love it. So stopping for a break, I'm really on the fence whether I'm going to go over Skierrusten, which is about 11 miles, or I'm going to go straight to Storhøyseter, which is about 7.5. So the weather is supposed to get worse. There were some clouds building over there, as you can see. So I think I'm probably just going to go straight, but tough decision. It's a beautiful day. And I'm really enjoying this. So I am being responsible and skipping Skierrusten and going straight to Storhøyseter, given that there are definitely clouds building. It kills me to leave a cabin undone, but I will be coming back to Långsøya in the spring, probably, to go skiing. This is a great skiing area. It's technically much easier than Jotunheimen. These are cool little plants. Look at them. Wow. This is beautiful. Yep, those are going to be rain clouds later. Wow. Going down, following the trail right there. And then I'm going to turn north and go up. Wow. Lake in the distance. I've passed 5 families today, all with kids under the age of 5 who are doing this hike. The weather is coming. The sign fell down. Well, the trail goes that way. It is cool how on this path you just keep hiking towards Jotunheimen. Mountains with snow. I've had birds chirping all day too. It's unbelievable. The trail is following this dirt road now. It is quite easy, actually. Back into the forest. I spy a cabin up ahead. There it is. So today's route is mostly flat. Going to Oskamp, and it's only 12 kilometers. And there's even a stretch in the middle on a road. So should be very, very fast. I'll probably keep going on today, just given that, but so pretty. Cabin in the background. There it is. Lots of forest today. It's very pretty. There's an elk. Oh, I don't think I caught it on video. It is beautiful here. The trail would be a road based on the map, which it sort of is, but it is this historic, very old farm or carriage road that's really fun to hike. So check out that lake. Windy but gorgeous. More mountains ahead. We are turning. What a beautiful day. This trail is also fantastic. It's dry, it's easy to walk. It is so nice. I take back every mean thing I said about the Omveien route and everything I said about Langsua. This is beautiful. I stop and take my jacket off because it's getting warm with the sun. And then the wind picks up. And I'm going to take my backpack off and put my wind jacket back on now. Gaining some elevation again. Getting closer to Jotunheimen. Look at that mountain. Look at that adorable, beautiful cabin up there. Hi, Oskampen. Have lunch inside because it's pretty windy. But oh my gosh, is it beautiful. Stopping for a little day visit inside the cabin. Look at the view out the window. And I am going to have some food. Not from this provenance shelf, but from the full one. And on to sink. I can't actually say it's like Schilda Center. Something like that. That was a lovely cabin to stop at if it wasn't so small. And there were so many people coming tonight. I might just have stayed the night. It's beautiful. Look at that. Wow. Hiking through a fairy tale forest again. And now we start the up and over. Beautiful, beautiful valley. Shoes are soaked through, but I'm wearing my trail runners because I discovered it's easier to get your shoes very wet and dry quickly than my Gore-Tex hiking boots, which as soon as a drop of water gets in there, it's not coming out for a week. So, wow, quite a climb. You can see behind me. There's actually 400 meters left to go. Quite a bit. Wind's picking back up, but still very nice out. Look at that. It's hailing right now. There are little ice pellets coming out of the sky and hitting me on the head. A little bit of a change in the weather. Ice pellets falling down. See all those little ice pellets? What is this? No longer hailing. And only about 100 meters more of climb until I cross over the ridge. See the mountains back there. Mixing up the terrain a little bit. Getting a rock field right here. Still windy, but it has stopped hailing, and look, incredible how much elevation I've gained. I was down by the shore of that lake. It feels like just a little bit ago. This is the highest part of the Jotunheimen National, which goes from Oslo all the way up to Jotunheimen. If you see that, I'm gonna drop down to the side of that lake. So basically all the elevation that I just gained, I'm going to ungain. Here comes the drop. It's like a bad techno song or hiking. It is 3 kilometers away, but you can totally see it. There it is. Back in the forest and continuing to drop. Someone forgot their sunglasses. Do you leave them or do you take them to Cycladal Center and see if they can be reunited with their owner? This bit of the trail is a little bit wet right now. There we are. So pretty. Very classic. Look at this weather. I do have to remember, I got rather red yesterday. That was a great stay last night. It is such a, I can't say it properly. It looks like Cycladal Center in English, but very, very cute, very historic. Great food. Oh my goodness, is it pretty this morning? I have made it a whole 500 meters up the trail, and I have to stop and take off my sweater because it is actually really warm today. I think I'm going to have to climb over this gate. That does not seem to open. What a beautiful day. What a beautiful trail. We even have flowers. That's the forest I just came up. This is the weather that hiking dreams are made of. I stopped literally 20 meters ago to marvel at the view, and now look at it again. Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's quite steep. This is the trail, but lots of climbing. It is a steep up today, but look at it. I'm going up and over that ridge line, and then I'm sure the views will be even more spectacular when I finally make it to the other side. I did remember to put sunscreen on this morning, which was a good move, although I'm sure that I am covered in sunscreen that I did not put on properly. Again, just wow. Turning back towards the valley I came from. There are some trail runners in the distance, or at least I think they're trail runners because they're moving awfully fast for hikers. And a lake. It's so pretty up here. The climb. It's still a beautiful day. It's the view right now. I'm going that way. The peaks are coming into view. Look at the view. You can really clearly start to see the peaks now. I'm gonna go, looks like there's a cairn right up there. So I'm gonna go hike up to that, and then I'm gonna stop and have first lunch. Because the views are like this, you have to stop and enjoy them. Even behind me is pretty good. Yeah. And man, great weather, great views, great trail. Oh wow. I am gonna stop for first lunch here. That's beautiful. Okay, so now that should be Galdhøpiggen. That should be the lake in between Jotunheimen and Glitterheim. I don't know what that lake is. The view back too. This is a pretty good lunch spot, not gonna lie. So after lunch, we're gonna have a more gentle climb up towards the top. More gentle is relative here. We're going to continue to climb, but slightly less steeply up to the top. Oh, there, and then over to about 1750 meters. The view should continue to be awesome. I'm obsessed with this. It is time to go onwards to lunch spot part 2, or the summit. I grabbed some gummy bears because it's gotten really chilly up here with the wind. A little bit of a scramble here. The view just keeps being spectacular. Tough. That last 100 meters or so is pretty tough though. There's a little bit of kind of scrambling. View just keeps getting better and better. So you can see there's Knitschu, which I've climbed before. Over there, that's Spessigen. There's the way up to Glitterheim. And somewhere over there is Fonsbu. Made it to the top. Look, so that's all Jotunheimen. You can see where I'm heading down tonight. And keep turning and you've got this like 360 view. You can see pretty clearly actually how it's a lot more rounded and less spiky. And look, at Jotunheimen, it's a lot more alpine. It's a lot more jagged and higher elevation and way more snow left. So that's one of the cool things about Omveien, the route I'm taking, which is you start in Langsua, which has those sort of more rounded, less steep, less jagged mountains, and then you get into Jotunheimen, which looks like this. So you get both of them. It's pretty cool. Oh, it's so lovely. This is so beautiful. I think I'm gonna have second lunch here. Look at this. We've got some rain. It looks like moving in over there. Earlier, when I was a little higher up, you could actually see Glitterheim over there. You could see what looked like snow coming down on top of it. You can see back there some of those mountains are in either fog or precipitation. Hopefully fog. Over here too. Looking back to where I came from today, you see why this is called the home of the giants. Just another quick moment of wow. Look at that. Gonna be meeting up with the trail coming from over the lake over there in just a little bit. And then it's gonna keep going through some light forest and some terrain that looks like this to Omveien and at Omveien. And then there it's 2 kilometers to Galdhøpiggen on kind of a flat alongside the road. So it has started raining now. Dropping back down through the forest again. Plenty of water. The last 2 kilometers to Galdhøpiggen is along the road, which is less fun than the 16 kilometers before it. Found the trail. Much better. And here's Galdhøpiggen. I think this used to be the biggest cabin until Lervasbu became a D&T cabin. This is a lovely little room. So, slight deviation from the Omveien route, but I feel like it captures the spirit of detours. I decided to take the boat to Galdhøpiggen, and I'm going to hike from Galdhøpiggen back to Galdhøpiggen tomorrow. Technically that's 2 days. I'm pretty sure I can do it in 1, but we'll see. And then we'll continue on the traditional Omveien route, but I actually had to take a bit of a rest day today. I realized I did not have a wall charger for my phone. I just moved to London, and it's one of the many things that is in my big packed bag still in the US labeled things for Norway, along with my extra socks and my gloves and my favorite hat. So yeah, took the bus to Lom, bought a charger, had some really good cake, took the bus back. And yeah, now I'm at Galdhøpiggen, about to go to dinner. And then tomorrow we'll do, it should be about between 25 and 30 kilometers back to Galdhøpiggen. So, and then back on the standard Omveien route. So I left Yendebu, which is about half a kilometer back there, super early this morning, around 7:45, which usually I'm not even at breakfast by 7:45. There's the boat dock. There's a waterfall. So we've got 4 kilometers of this lovely trail along the water until it starts to climb. And we climb about 600, 700 meters. I hear the boat coming. There it is. Ferrying people to Yendebu. A wake from the boat. It looks like we are beginning the climb. Very steep. I am a little out of breath. You can see the boat back there. And great view of the lake too. So this is definitely not an easy trail. You can see all the loose rock that you've got to walk up. Also very pretty. Lots of loose rock though. I'm wearing my high hiking boots today. Really glad I'm not doing this in the rain. That section right there was hands and knees scrambling. And was very happy the rocks were more or less dry. There's a little bit from that waterfall, but with rain, that would have been really tough. We've got a chain up ahead. The chains are here. Wow. There are a lot of chains on this route. There's more here. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend this if you are not comfortable with chains or a little bit of scrambling, or if you have small children with you. It's gorgeous. You can actually see Yendebu back there. I think I'm the only person, it feels like I'm the only person on the trail because I left early. It's amazing. 2 waterfalls, and a third really impressive. It's not waterfall, but river. I don't know if you can see, that is a waterfall right there. I have made it to the ridgeline. Definitely quite a climb getting up here. I think it was about 500, 600 meters. And it is steep, but man, is it spectacular. Sorry, I can't get over how beautiful this is. Standing up here on this ridgeline on the climb. Oh my God, look at this. I appreciate this T spray painted on the snow. You can see the normal T's over there. Into the mountains. It's raining a little bit right now, which was not in the forecast. Just so everyone knows, it was not in the forecast, but at least it's just sort of sprinkling. And you can see the clouds are pretty light over there, so you can see a glacier. Wow. I have to remember to keep stopping and looking behind me because it is spectacular. Look at that. You can see some glaciers over there. That view behind me, look at that. Wow, look at that view. See over to the side, the waterfalls I saw on the way up. I really don't know why I always think it's a good idea to put beets on my sandwich. Like, look at the color of that cheese. Does that look appetizing anymore? So there's Bessigen. Oh, it's gonna be fun. Oh my God, that's wild reindeer. It's super rare to see them. Check out that river to Memorbu. You can hear it really clearly. And here it comes, 1 kilometer straight down. So far it's been rocky, but no scrambling, just being careful. See Memorbu? See the lake, you can see the trail up to Bessigen. I don't see anyone on it, so everyone must have started nice and early. Not terrible on the way down, just kind of these chunky rocks, so it's a little bit slow. Basically there. It's actually not that much faster on the downhill, because you have to watch where you're stepping quite a bit. It's pretty steep. Starting the climb up to Bessigen. There's Memorbu. You can tell this is a popular trail. They've made steps here. Yeah, so far it's lovely. It's all dirt, so very easy to hike. Ooh, is that rain over there? Hope not. It just climbs. Technically very easy, but definitely steep. I'm guessing that these are things that DNT has built to been like, the path is not this way. Climbs like this are actually great for mental stamina because it's like, you just got to keep going. You just got to put one foot in front of the other. Very pretty. Very technically easy trail so far. All you can hear are the rivers and the waterfalls. I love these signs. I think they are super helpful, particularly enjoy the view and turn around if you spent more than 2 hours from Memoraboo. More views. New lake. There's the Rusvatnet. I'll pass by the eastern end of that on the way to Glitterheim tomorrow. Well, this is a spectacular hike. I'm climbing back to all of those in a couple of days. So many lakes. That is Knutsju right there, which is a fun little hike if you're looking for something slightly shorter than Vestigen and a little bit less crowded. I love these signs. Absolutely spectacular. Wow. Look at that though. The reflection in the water. Zoom out to... Wow. Yeah, this is spectacular. Oh my god, there's a rainbow. It just started misting. Wow. Oh my god. Obsessed with this view. Look at that. It's raining now. Not too much though. So it's this sort of rock a lot of the way. So if you're not used to it, it is definitely difficult. But if you've done it before, it's more wow. We've got some loose rock ahead. So beautiful though. Like, look at it sparkling. So this is what the trail's on right now. So if you have done this before, it's not too bad. If you haven't, it's awful. It works all of the stabilization muscles that you don't normally use. So, you can see the boat. But yes, so I think this is why this is known as a particularly tricky hike. You can also see up ahead, climbing that ridge right there. It's gonna go down over that little bump and then up that ridge. So quite a bit of climb left. So there are people up there, but the T's go this way. So I'm gonna follow the T's. There are a lot of people up on the ridge. But this is actually the marked trail right by the lake. Wow, again. Halfway there. This is the tough. It's not a real hands-and-knee scramble, but it's definitely stepping. That's beautiful. I think we found the tough part. That's some scrambling. A little crowded here. More to climb. Got some little flowers too. It is getting very crowded though. It's actually kind of funny because I started the first probably 10 kilometers of the day not seeing anyone. Another sandwich, which was glorious, and now heading back towards Jotunheimen, which you can't see because it would be right there. There was a mountain in the way. Done with the scrambling. There's the high point up ahead, that giant pile of rocks. You're starting to see different mountains. So after the high point, it gets much easier. It flattens out to this dirt trail for a while. You just sort of have to follow until you very steeply drop down to Jotunheimen, but drop down on a path, not rock scrambling. On the way down, just 2 kilometers left. Dropping down, there's Jotunheimen. And you can see the boat even in the distance. End of the day. Leaving Jotunheimen this morning. 22 kilometers to Glitterheim. It's raining a little, but not too much. The morning up to Glitterheim starts by basically climbing up to where the trail from Bessigen. Weather's not too bad. You can see the boat. Here's the turnoff. Straight for Glitterheim, left for Bessigen. There's Jotunheimen, or the beginnings of Jotunheimen. That is Knutssjø, which I'm saying wrong. Waterfall. Those are definitely rain clouds back there, but there's sun over me and some rain clouds up ahead, but currently blue sky. This is a beautiful route. I like it. A little rocky there, but not too bad. So up ahead near that building, there's actually a trail that comes down along the side of this lake, the Bestvatnet, from there-ish. Basically, if you're doing Bessigen and you hit the really icky scrambling bit, you can actually just skip that and come back to Jotunheimen around this lake. It feels like it's gonna start raining soon. That's in front of me. That's behind me. That is fortunately over me, at least for now. Going to stop here and have an early lunch. As you kind me, there are quite a few dark clouds coming, and it has gotten very windy, as you can probably see from my hair. So I'm gonna stop, even though it's only about 11:30. Little brook right there. Nice trail so far today. Not rocky at all. Oh, hello there. You guys are on my trail. I see you. I'm gonna come walking along the river, or lake. Let's try that again. Along the lake. Turning up from the lake. Climbing up. Well, that is an interesting looking bridge. There's kind of a bit of a gap between bridge and rock. Definitely a gap. That is 100% a gap right there. It is lightly raining, but just lightly. It's very moody as a result. Very atmospheric with the rain. It's clearing up. It's a great trail. Not a bad spot for second lunch. Nice rock for sitting. And then look at all the mountains. You can see back. That was the lake I was walking along earlier. Still pretty foggy up there. I'm guessing this very tall sign pole is also used for skiing. Hence the very, very tallness. Up ahead, there is a ridge to climb. More reindeer. There are a bunch sitting down. Right there. A snowfield. I have to go up and over that. And then I will leave this side of the ridge, which is spectacular, and drop down to Glitterheim. That's pretty cool. That looks like dark clouds over Glitterheim. Trail is a little rocky on the descent down, but not too bad. It is not currently raining, so in the distance, that looks like a cabin. Cabins appear closer than they are. Love this end of the day rainstorm. I love this for me. A bridge! Which is crossing this river, and there is the cabin. Only about 1 kilometer to go. Made it to Glitterheim. Climbing up. Way up this morning. Lots of people. Had to take off my sweatshirt already. This is quite a climb. Still climbing. There's about 1,000 meters of climb today. Lots of rocks in the path. First little snowfield up ahead. Still just climbing, but absolutely beautiful today. Very rocky trail. It's very slow going. Tea break number 1. There's Glitterheim up ahead. Crossing some snowfields. Last 75 meters of climbing, or of elevation gain until I reach the top. Note the snow overhang. You do not want to walk out on that. It's very, very pretty. If I turn behind me, well, that's where I came from the past couple days. Made it to the top. This is an excellent lunch spot. I stomped down some snow and took out my sitting pad, and I am now literally leaning back and enjoying the view. Look at that. Oh my god. It's amazing. I am so relaxed I don't actually want to get up and continue hiking. I'm squinting because I forgot sunglasses, but it is lovely. I think I've been sunbathing for 45 minutes now. Leaving the world's most lovely lunch spot. There's the summit, is right around there. And here is my view from the world's most lovely lunch spot. But check out that glacier over there. That's pretty cool. Wow, 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 wow. This is incredible. So I have a very long way to drop. But look at this. You look back there, that's actually lower, those mountains. Which is weird to think about. It's not actually much faster on the way down because you're going over this kind of rock. And so you have to watch your step pretty closely. It is also quite steep on the way down. But you get to look at this view the entire time. I've probably filmed this view for 10 minutes already, but I'm pretty obsessed with it. I bet this was used as a hunting stand. I appreciate walking on these snowfields after all of the rock. The whole way down is like this. It's amazing. This down is actually way more difficult than the up. I'm very glad I did this from the Glitterheim side and not the Spitterstuhlen side. Somebody tripped with the paint can. I would 100% trip with the paint can. But I'm almost down to the bottom of this super rocky bit. Still wait. That was quite tough, not gonna lie. Wow, Norway. It's amazing. I came from over the top of that. Way up there. Walking into this valley right now, it's wow. It makes you feel very, very small in a good way. It's a whole flock of grouses. It's got little chicks. They're very well camouflaged. Oh, you see a little chick back there. Little chicks. In another episode of Cabins Are Always Further Than They Appear, there's Spitterstuhlen. I am hiking up to Norway's tallest mountain today. You know it's going to be a climb when Garmin just puts it in red. Starting the morning with some friendly switchbacks. This is going to be a slow and steady, wins the race kind of day. It just goes straight up. The people at dinner last night warned me there are several false summits where you see it in the distance and you're like, oh, I've just got to get up there, where those people are. But that is false. There are summits behind summits behind summits on this hike, so. Crossing a little stream here. That's cute. Up and up and up and up. The trail's not too bad. It's a little rocky, but really not bad at all. Wow. And I found the snow. Quite a few rocks here. And the view backwards. Still just over halfway there. And look how much elevation I've gained. I am starting to think that that is a fake summit. There's a summit behind that I gotta go climb. Alternating between this kind of rock and snowfields now. It's tough. Now I can see the top. It is right there. There's a little cafe, even. That's not good. That is the air ambulance. Well, that was steep. Oh, another very steep snow climb in between me and top. Are we ready for this? No, probably not, but there's a big tour group coming up from Omveien that goes over that glacier there. Wow, this is tough. Whew. There was just an avalanche. Time to head down. Going down on really steep slopes covered in snow is always kind of fun. It just turns into sort of running, falling, and sliding on your butt. So you kind of got to watch where you step or you end up up to your knees in snow. Down is quite a bit easier than up, although my shoes are completely full of snow. That was so much easier going down. Which, to get up to Galdhøpiggen, from there, you have to go over that glacier in the middle, which I believe is called Galdhøpiggen, which would translate to the ugly glacier. Doesn't particularly look like an ugly glacier, but oh wow, oh wow. One of my favorite phrases in Norwegian is to smøre deg, or put on sunscreen, because smøre is also the word for butter. So it translates, if you don't realize it, to go butter yourself. It cracks me up every time I put on sunscreen. More wow. These are the down chutes. You can just slide on your butt the whole way down. Those people getting to go down for the first time, they're coming up. That was pure joy when I got to do that. I feel like there's a reason the trail goes up and over this ridge and not right there. I feel like it has to do with avalanches. Wow. More glacier. By far the fastest way down. I am literally just sliding on my butt straight down the snowfield. 35 seconds for like 3/4 of that snowfield. That was great. Would definitely not go on the snow bridge right here. There are some footprints there, and that is a bad place to go. So I think I'm going to try to slide this. I figured out the secret, which is you pull yourself into a little ball and lean forward, and then it goes much faster. Lean forward, lean forward. This sliding down the mountain thing is a whole lot more fun than I expected. More snow to slide on down there. Although you could definitely hear it's not quite as deep as the snow up above. Woo! This might be a top 10 highlight of this trip. Way down is quite a bit faster than the way up. Spitterstulen. Wow, I blanked on that for a second. What a spectacular day. You can't even see Galdhøpiggen behind me. What a beautiful end to the day. There's the cabin. Wow. There's the cabin. On the way to Galdhøpiggen this morning. It's another beautiful day. Ooh, check out that bird. Just posing for me. Just another stunning day in Jotunheimen. That's where I'm going. Oh, it is spectacular. Again, the weather today is perfect. It's about 8 degrees Celsius right now. So my backpack's a little bit heavier than it was. I picked up a book. Or 2. Or 3. There's the first river crossing. You can tell that's a year-round bridge. Look at how high up it is to account for snow. What a beautiful day. That's back where I came from. After several days of climbing and climbing, this is a lovely, relaxed walk back towards those mountains. This is tea with lemon from this morning. Mostly lemon. It is definitely windier today than it has been for the past few days. I could have even worn trail runners today. This is a very friendly path to walk on. I think so. The trail should go straight ahead and then curve between those two mountains before curving back around on the other side to Galdhøpiggen. A little rock hopping here. It is much snowier on the side of Jotunheimen. That lake is still mostly frozen over. It's amazing what a difference a little bit of elevation makes. There's a ski sign. Whoop. Whoop. Still winter. Look at that. There's so much snow left here. Another semi-frozen lake. That's gonna be fun over there. I think there are people crossing there. Snowfield directly above. You can see rocks falling. I wonder where they came from. There's the rocks. You can hear it actually super clearly. Welcome to the wintry side of Jotunheimen. That section had a lot of bugs. That little last 300 meters. I was basically just running to avoid the bugs. It's beautiful today. Look at this. Wow. I'm climbing that. Wow again. It's going to be a spectacular day. There's Galdhøpiggen. Another detour today. I'm going to go up to the top of that mountain, Kirche. Another detour to Galdhøpiggen, and then we'll see how I'm feeling, whether I keep going to Galdhøpiggen or spend the night at Galdhøpiggen and do some hiking in the area. It's a little scrambly in through there. Lots of rocks. Just over a kilometer to go. And now comes the very intense climb. I only had time for one cup of coffee this morning because I wanted to leave early. It's a good way to wake up. So I'm taking the advice of the woman I sat with at dinner last night and leaving my backpack here while I do this last little climb. Basically, it's just, as you can see, pretty much rocky and straight up. And so it's going to be easier to do without the extra weight. You don't appreciate how much your backpack weighs until you take it off, and then it feels like you're literally running up the slope. This is a lot tougher than the description made it out to be. That's there. I came up from there. We have fighter jets going somewhere. Brutal to get up here. Fantastic view. Now we gotta go down there, find my backpack again. That was so much easier without the backpack, though. I don't know how I would have made it with it. The best advice I have for getting up and down these kinds of sections is to pretend you are Gollum from, if you've seen Lord, you just grab onto the side of the cliff and you go. And you're not a human. You don't walk. You just sort of crawl. Gollum. Gollum. It is an excellent view to get to Galdhøpiggen down the mountain too. Other people had the same idea. Much easier on the way down than on the way up. Wow, it is beautiful here. Wow. Path's a little bit wet. There's clearly a lot of snow melting, but it's spectacular. Got some rock hopping up ahead. It's quite nice here. There's a huge herd of reindeer in the distance. I am going to go up and over that ridge right there, and then drop down to Galdhøpiggen. This is a great hike. The Galdhøpiggen to Galdhøpiggen. It's not too long. It's not terribly technical. It's a little rocky here and there, but the weather is great. The views are great. My shoes are soaked, but that's... Little bits of ice floating down the river. Lots of bits of ice still there. Wow. Snow bridge, not gonna walk across that. So I am filming this on my laptop from the middle of Jotunheimen because I fell while I was attempting to cross a snowfield. I fell onto what turned out to be a rock, and that's what my phone looks like now. It's moderately problematic. To make things even better today, this is my water bottle. You may notice this is broken. I dropped the water bottle and it landed right on the top and sawed this. And then as I was reaching down to get water from the stream in my comforting myself after my phone break, the top fell off into a crevasse and is never to be seen again. Well, it's plastic, so it'll probably be seen for like the next couple of thousand years, but metaphorically, never to be seen again by me. So it's not the greatest day. I'm gonna go down to Galdhøpiggen today, and then out to Vettismorki tomorrow. Probably Vettismorki, and then back to Galdhøpiggen tomorrow. Then back up to Olavsbu, which I just passed, and then out of the park in Lervasbu. A little bit of a bummer, because I had planned to go and do a little bit more after Vettismorki, but kind of don't have a phone right now. So yeah, this is gonna be funny one day. This will be funny one day. This will probably be funnier after I have dinner at Galdhøpiggen. I was going to stop at Olavsbu because, obviously not my day, but I was like, I feel like I deserve dessert tonight. So still on the way down to Galdhøpiggen. I've got quite a bit left actually. Probably close to 10K, but it is a spectacular trip down where the mountains kind of come together and you just get this like beautiful valley, and right in the back there, I think that might actually be Center Arc. Oh, this is spectacular waterfall. And there's the valley I'm going into. So I am climbing from Galdhøpiggen up to Vettismorki. There were a bunch of people at the cabin who were going up to Center Arc because it only is clear, usually like 20 days a year. And it looks like tonight might be one of those nights. I was pretty tempted, not gonna lie. I'm covered in sunscreen. It is about 25 degrees Celsius. So happy. And I'm wearing trail runners today and shorts, which after a week in my heavy hiking boots just feels absolutely amazing. So I am up at the high point of the hike in between Vettismorki and Galdhøpiggen. It is absolutely spectacular. Like, look. Not a bad lunch spot, this. Oh wow. Oh wow, oh wow. It is spectacular. Look at that. So, lunch break at Vettismorki. This is the last cabin on Omveien, so I have done it. Wow.